Yo, Drunk Sports Talk back in the building. You know how we set it off, right? We set it off with a toast to the gods, right? We talking Knicks, we talking Giants today. Salute to my brothers, Ed, Television, and Cash. Let's get it, baby. And we gotta do a little toast for my fantasy football league. You know what I mean? It's right around the block, my G's. Let's do this.
Doing the Dame Dash right now.
Salute.
That was for Obi too. Shout out to Obi.
Word. Shout out to Obi, man.
Yeah, let's get it, fellas. I want to thank everybody for coming back and tuning in to Drunk Sports Talk, New York's new #1 sports talk program out on these internet streets. Y'all guys could have been anywhere in the world, but you're hanging here with us tonight, and we appreciate that, man. Real talk. Yes, as always, it's your boy Johnny Cash. I got my guys with me, my man at Television, and my brother Q. What's going on, fellas?
Goody, baby. Chilling. Everybody had a good fourth.
Mine was real quiet, kind of how I like it. You know what I mean?
Mine was chill. I spent it working all weekend.
Oh, Jesus.
Grinding. They grinding.
Ready to go.
Yo, before we listen, we're going to get into, today's show, we're going to get into heavy Giants. We're going to talk a little bit of Obi. We're going to talk a little bit of Dame Lillard. We're going to talk, cruise around the NBA for a little bit and, talk some local pigskin. But before we get into it, I wanted to talk just slightly about, and I'm throwing y'all a curveball because I didn't even say this before. This is spontaneous shit happening right now. Did y'all hear the Pusha T rebuttal on Jim?
Oh, yeah.
Nah, I haven't heard it. I just heard the...
I sent it to you.
Oh, that one? No, I thought it was another one. No, I heard that one.
Yo, he killed him with like just 16, man.
Yeah, and then with the Cam skit at the end, whoever recorded Cam saying that,
niggas at 6'9" ain't the only one working the field. Yo, I was like, this shit crazy. Jim, you on the clock, nigga?
Yeah, it's like, don't let me be your Newman DC. When he said that, I was like, whoa, you know that.
It was crazy, son.
Nah, the outro skit was insane. The outro skit, I was like, that was genius.
Jim being emotional.
Like, that could have been the fucking the diss track itself, just that whole skit of camera on this shit. Like,
word. Talking about he's emotional.
Yeah, I was like that. Yeah, where he's just an emotional dude, always crying.
Always crying.
He was on Love and Hip Hop. He was crying.
Shout out to Push. Shout out to Jim, man. Let that shit stay on wax. We ain't trying to do no violence. You know what I mean? Let's keep it on wax. Hopefully, it don't go no further than that. But let's talk drunk sports, man.
Let's do it.
Since our last episode, man, this is very, very sad, man. Let me take a little sip.
Yo, I just took a sip. I'm gonna take another one because I know what you're gonna talk about, man.
Obi Toppin, no longer a New York Knick. Obi Toppin traded to the Indiana Pacers. Surprisingly, for me, the trade package was a little light, but we'll get into that. 2 second-round picks. Mm-hmm. He's going to Indiana. I'm gonna open the floor. Ed, at Television, what do you think of this?
I honestly hate that they traded the hometown product Obi to the Pacers. Like, anybody but the Pacers. Like, that's our arch nemesis since I can remember. Nice. And like you said, it was too light. Like, you didn't get nothing. Yeah, exactly. It didn't make sense to me. I understand he had the riff with Tibbs, and they drafted his brother. I don't know what was going on behind the scenes, but I just really hate the trade. Obi was loved. He was loved out here. I see a lot of people showing love to Obi. And one thing is, there's like mixed reactions. I know a lot of people was calling him a bust, but I'm like, how can he be a bust when he didn't get playing time? Like, he didn't get enough playing time. He wasn't a bust because when he got playing time, he used to wild out. He used to do his thing.
Yeah. I don't see him as a bust at all. Definitely loved. I know the internet reaction was a lot of backlash from the trade. More than I thought. I seen a surplus of memes and comments that I was, not that I was surprised because we love our own, but I was a little bit surprised. Q, let me ask you this. Do you think it was more of the low package, man? The 2 second round picks, man, seems very low. Do you think it was more of the Knicks kind of looking out for Obi, because he's in a contract year? Let him go out there, prove himself, get his bag. Do you think it was doing right? The Leon Rose and them were doing right for Obi?
I think yes and no, because I don't think they did us right as a team, but I'm really not surprised him leaving, especially all that stuff coming out with Tibbs and everything, and we talked about that, and we heard the skit, and especially them drafting his little brother. It was too much weird shit, it was too many coincidences that started airing out. It's just like, all right, something's gonna happen, and we all knew he wasn't going to get no more playing time than what he did last year, especially playing behind Randall. So, I wish him all the success in the world. To be honest, I really feel like he's probably going to succeed over there in the Pacers. He's going to get his game right, which is he's not far from it, but he's still finding himself. And, I think that's just like the Knicks curse, man. We always lose these good people like Zach Randolph and David Lee, and then they go to these other teams and become all-stars. And I'm not saying that's going to happen for him, but I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, you absolutely right with that Knicks curse, man. Like, cause there's a couple of guys we drafted and we let them go and they just flourish, like Channing Frye. Who else? Danilo Gallinari. Like, we could go down the list.
Yeah,
Channing, no disrespect. I always thought even when he went to Phoenix, I always thought his game was a little weak. But I know I get your drift. I definitely get your drift though.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is, we could have had Halliburton. Take it back to that draft, right? That's why I think we always drop the ball, so to speak. We could have had a bunch of big time players. We had the chance to get Steph Curry, Ron Artest. Off the top of my head, I can't, but there's a bunch of others. There's a whole bunch of others. At television, let me ask you, what happens when Indiana comes to the Garden and Julius Randle and Julius Randle? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Julius Randle and Obi get square off 1-on-1.
Oh, I think it's gonna be a battle. And at the Garden, it's gonna be a battle because Obi's gonna come out to show out new team, I guess his hometown against his former team. Who knows about the battles they probably had in practice? You know what I mean? Because we don't see that. So I feel like Obi is gonna come and already, Halliburton. You mentioned Tyrese Halliburton. He already talking about the alley-oops I'm gonna be throwing to Obi. It's like he's ready to show out. So,
Obi's athletics is special.
Yeah, man. It's like we were saying. He runs the floor. He's a motor. He runs the floor like in 4 steps, in 4 strides. Like,
is Obi an all-star?
He could be potential, maybe 1-time, 2-time all-star.
Yeah, he's definitely not one right now. But I think in another, I see him maybe not this upcoming season. Like if he improves again, I definitely can see him being an all-star in 2 years.
What do you think, Ed? What do you think Obi has to work on in terms of his game? Like, what do you think his game is lacking? I know we haven't seen as much as we would like to have seen playing behind Juju, but is there something that you look at his game and be like, okay, that's deficient. He needs to work on this right now.
His rebounding was a thing here in New York. Mm-hmm. His rebounding, and I feel like if he works more on his post game and his 3-point shot,
yep,
you know what I mean, he's gonna be a problem because he showed flashes here. Like whenever they played him or whatever, he showed flashes and he showed that he could score like a 30-piece. You know what I mean? So I think that's what he needs to improve on, like that game, his 3-point, rebound and down low, working on the post.
Yeah, I think he's pretty decent. Like he did improve in the 3-point, but I think but we could all see what his favorite side was. Like he can't shoot anywhere from the 3-point, and he definitely needs to improve in that. But I hope when he comes here, I hope New York shows him love. Homie from Brooklyn, so I think people gonna still be out there for him supporting.
Julius got to get him now, G. Yo, Ju, you can't let him come back and give you that work, dog. You feel me?
Got 30 on Ju.
You know what I'm saying? You got to get him, Ju.
I guarantee you, Obi Toppin gonna have more highlights that game, though.
Oh, hell yeah, he gonna be a highlight, real human highlight.
Ju gonna give him a 50-piece just off a GP. You feel what I'm saying?
He's gonna have to. He's gonna have.
That's on the strength. Like this is what y'all crying about. This is what y'all crying about. I'm like, dude,
But imagine if his little brother makes the roster. Imagine, and then you see that on the floor.
Somebody explain this to me. I don't get it. I have zero. This is weird shit to me. Like,
I really don't know.
I don't know either. I'm stuck.
Me too. It's like you said, head scratcher. I don't know what was the direction there. His brother didn't have. Yeah, his brother was a Louisville transfer into Kentucky. Didn't average 8 points in that season. His game wasn't the same as his brother. I still think that was a ploy to probably change his mind so he could stay here. But his mind was made up. He didn't want to play for Tibbs anymore.
Nah, it's crazy, man. Let's take a shot for Old man before we get out of here, man. Let's take a shot for Old. Ready? To Obi Toppin, man.
Obi Toppin.
Yo, a friend. A love changes. What did I say? Love changes. And best friends become strangers.
Yes, sir.
Oof. All right. I don't know how long I'm be able to keep doing these shots, but let's talk about Dame Lillard real quick. We're gonna go around a little bit around the NBA. Dame's been heavy talk, heavy on the net, heavy all over the sports shows. Dame Lillard finally requesting a trade from the Portland Trail Blazers. I think it's cool. I think it's about time. I want to see Dame go get a ring or try to go compete. Play and compete to get a ring. Couple of teams you're hearing about. Brooklyn. You're hearing about Miami. You've been hearing about Miami for a while. I even heard a little Knicks talk, which I don't think is the right fit. Probably rumors, but Ed, where do you see Dame going? And what teams have a decent package that might be able to get that trade done?
I feel like he's ultimately, because he wants to go to Miami. He said it. That's the team he wants to go for and suit up for next season. So I feel like Miami is ultimately going to pull off something to get him, because, Pat Riley has that he's a genius when it comes to getting who he wants on his team. And like the rumors, I'll be hearing Miami, Brooklyn, Utah, Spurs, Boston, and Knicks. And also we were talking about earlier about the trade packages, and they say the Knicks in Brooklyn have the strongest packages for him. But
and Bridges is his man too, I think, right?
He said Bridges and Bam Adebayo. And that's why Josh Hart was like, I thought I was your man. We played together in Portland. I love that. I was like, trying to bring him in. But
I don't think he fits here. I mean, I think he fits here, but I think him coming over here will create a whole bunch of other deficiencies that I just don't think would be smart. As great as he is.
Yeah, we already undersized since we lost Obi. We lost a 6'9" power forward. We don't have a backup power forward. And then we're going to add another point guard, shooting guard type of player. Yeah. And then the package that they're saying, if they were to trade him to the Knicks, is for RJ, Quickly, and Evan Fournier, and 3 first-round picks. So what are we doing? Like, he doesn't really fit. He doesn't really fit here. Like, he'll be great. He'll be a superstar, all-star. Probably even MVP type, caliber player here in the Knicks. But I don't know. I don't see him here either. I see him more, as much as I hate to say it, Miami or Brooklyn.
Yeah, but does Brooklyn? I mean, does the Heat even have enough? They already lost a decent amount of people.
Yeah. And I heard Portland didn't like the Heat package too much.
They didn't like it at all. Yeah. I mean, the Heat is offering them Kyle Lowry, Tyler Hero, the kid they just drafted, Jaime Hackers Jr., and four picks. But then I'm hearing also
the picks, Ed, are the picks what are the picks? First rounders, protected, unprotected, what?
I know I know most of them are swaps, like swap picks. I think 3 of them. One is a first round, and the other 3 are swaps. Like depending on the year that they pick. But the traction within the circles is saying that it could be like a 3-team trade between Miami, Brooklyn, and Portland to try to reel Dame into Miami. That's what I would like to. I
would like to see Dame on the Nets. I think that'll be sick. That'll be good for the state. They already lost so much. They lost KD and Kyrie
and Harden.
And Harden. But I think that'll be good. I definitely agree. I don't think he's a good fit for the Knicks. I don't think Leon Rose is going to be willing to give up everybody that he's keeping just for a Damian Lillard caliber player. Even though we need that type of caliber, I just don't think we need that size factor or position at this point. You know, we need some bodies. We need some big boys. You know.
Yeah.
Facts. You know, we were talking about different trade packages for Dame. Speaking about that, the Knicks are back in the news again. Still no splash, still no big baller here, but in my opinion, we made a smart move recently. And I'm gonna explain it to you. The Knicks have turned down a trade request from the Los Angeles Clippers that would have brought Paul George over here. Ed, talk a little bit about the package. I know it was a couple of first rounders. I think Quick was in the deal, right? Grimes and RJ, if I'm not mistaken. We talked about Paul George in the show. We were all Paul George advocates, but I do think this package was a little too much, and I think Leon Rose actually made a smart move by not bringing him over here. What do you think?
I agree. As much as we were like you just said, we were advocating hard body to have a PG type of player, but I feel like the package they were asking for, they wanted RJ, they wanted Grimes, Evan Fournier, 3 first-round picks, plus, he wanted to be extended. And, I felt like Leon Rose made a smart decision. The more I thought about it amongst myself and, when we spoke about it more, on the side, I feel like, that was the best thing because he is, injury-prone, and that's a lot. We're losing a lot. We're giving up a lot for one guy. That's just too much. Yeah, man.
That shit would have been dumb as fuck. That's damn near like the same. That's damn near the same package as Damian Lillard. If we would have got Damian Lillard, bro, and it would have been dumb for us to get Paul George with that, and then not get Damian Lillard. At that point, if we're gonna lose the same amount of people, and we got to choose between PG or Lillard, you gotta go with Lillard.
Yeah, word. Right, even the guys that we got, because RJ Grimes, RJ and Grimes, they balled out for us. So I'd rather have them that they healthy too.
Man. Yo, how do you think that makes RJ Barrett feel that his name is in all these trade talks?
Word everywhere. Like I don't know. If I was him, I'll be upset too because not to switch it up. His name is
on mute. Huh? Nah, Cash is on mute.
Oh. Yeah, Cash, you on mute, bro. There we go.
Yeah, you could look at that 2 ways, or you could look at that as, why did you can look at my major,
mic, my brother.
I'm a major. Y'all can't hear me?
Nah, you good now.
You could look at that 2 ways. You could look at it as, why the Knicks fronting on me, or you could look at it as, I'm a major player in this game, man, for a trade chip for a big piece. But let's take away all the. Oh, another thing with the Paul George contract, I heard the Knicks declined the trade, and I think this is a major reason why they declined the trade, because I heard he wanted a 2-year extension if he came to the Knicks.
Oh yeah.
Right, so I think maybe the Knicks might have did it, honestly, if the 2-year extension wasn't involved, right? I don't know that for sure, but let's take away all the injury issues. Let's take away all of the the contract extensions. And all the the heavy trade package for Paul George. And let's just talk basketball. Paul George would have been a perfect fit here, 100%. We need a 3. We need a guy who can defend him. We talked about this last week, right? I got to reiterate this. I think it would have been perfect. Dame, not so much, because with Jalen Brunson in the backcourt and having Dame there, you give up size and you give up defense, because both of those dudes, as much as I love them, don't play defense.
True that.
Yeah.
But PG, he could lock the other players' best, other team's best player down, and he could score buckets. I think he averaged like 24 last year. His PER was through the roof. It just sucks, man. Paul George would have been a good fit, if not for the business of the NBA.
Yeah, I agree. I think he would have been a great fit here as a Knick. I would have loved him here as a Knick. I think we all said it. We would have loved him, but it was just too much.
But now that I'm thinking, though, the size, like, would that have really been an issue? Because if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Allen Iverson and Eric Snow playing on the same court?
It's true.
Right?
You know, a small backcourt, and
that was tiniest Tiny as
But
hell.
Eric Snow was a dog defensively. Eric
Yeah.
Snow
No,
got
he
after
was,
it.
he
You know
was.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you could go further back. Look at the Pistons, the Bad Boy Pistons. They were a small
Joe
backcourt.
Dumars,
Dumars and Isaiah Thomas.
yeah.
They were like 6'4" smaller, and
Yeah.
they were dogs.
Yeah, but their defensive prowess was incredible with Rasheed Wallace. Sorry, not Rasheed, with Dennis Rodman, John Sally, Bill Lambier.
And then you had the microwave,
Vinnie Johnson coming off the bench. You know, they was Adrian Dantley before them got traded for Mark Aguirre. So it was, but I hear what you're saying. Offensively, Dame Lillard here, forget about it. Guard won't be lit. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to be a conservative, responsible Knicks fan. You know what I mean? I always want the gangster here. You know what I'm saying?
The
flashy, the sexy gangster dude that's coming up, dropping 30. And but I mean, we gotta be smart about it. But I will say this: we gotta make a move, because you sent something to the chat earlier, our thread that we're on, and the starting lineup was like Brunson, Grimes, RJ, Juju, and Robinson, and then it was like Quick coming off the bench, Vincenzo,
Hartenstein, and
Hart,
Josh
Hart,
right? And then
Sims and McBride. Like,
Sims and McBride.
What
that's not doing? Sexy, my dude.
No, it's not at all.
Yeah, it's not. It's solid. It's solid, but it's he's a butterhead, nothing but a
you look good, but ahead, like, come on.
Yeah, Butterface, we used to call him.
Butterface.
He ain't got nothing but a face. I don't know. I don't know if we could compete in the East, especially if Dame goes to Miami. And like I said, the Celtics got better, and the Celtics are a player, if I'm not mistaken, with Dame too a little bit. I've heard his name.
Yeah,
Sixers possibly. So as solid as it is, and I want to grow, I'm curious to see what's going to happen, man. I got a feeling they might hold out and really try to go for Embiid next year, because I think once they get rid of Harden, I think Embiid's out of there,
And then look what Philly did. Philly got that kid Reed, that he's the backup for Embiid, and now they just signed Mo Bamba as insurance. So that could be something that could work for us too. So now they got Reed, they got Mo Bamba.
Indeed.
So, maybe they work in something that maybe they ready for Embiid. If Embiid is disgruntled, he'd be like, I'm out of here.
We got the pieces.
But let me ask y'all, you think Embiid, Embiid was MVP, he could ball, he's a great player, but he's injury riddled too. You think he'll be a great piece here for the Knicks? I mean, obviously he'll be great, but you think like he's that guy that we're missing?
How do you pass up Embiid though? Like, how do you know what I mean? Like, how do you? There's a thing in the draft, right, where it's not about what's the best fit all the time. It's about always go for the best talent, right? Yeah. And then figure it out later. Assemble the plane on the way down, so to speak, correct?
Yeah.
But how could you pass up on Embiid? MVP? You have to go. You got to get Embiid, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like this like you got to do it. There's no, you can't not do it. You know what I mean? He's a Giannis type. Oh. He's him, Giannis, and homeboy in Denver is they're the three big men. AD, he's in there somewhere too. But I know what you mean though. What do you got to give up for Embiid? But I think you go for it, man. Brunson and Embiid would be crazy, man. Mark Jackson and Patrick Ewing type shit.
I would love that.
That would be fire.
Oh my God! Stop playing games.
That definitely need Embiid. That he'll be. I think he's that big dude that we need, man. Like if Mitchell Robinson can score average 20, we wouldn't need Embiid. No, exactly. Obviously, but that's not ever gonna happen. And
Mitch, what are you doing, Mitch? What are we working on this summer, Mitch? You said last year you was acting a little bit disgruntled, not to cut you off, Q, but remember, Mitch was acting a little bit disgruntled, saying he wanted to be a bigger part of the offense. Mm-hmm. I better not see you come back bricking jump shots, homie. I fucks with you, but let's get our shit together. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Mitch, because Mitch got busy. Go ahead.
Yeah, word. I like Mitch. And I like when we drafted him, he was like a surprise type of guy, because he was under the radar, didn't go to college, you know what I mean? Just worked out on his own. Thanks. And he was a steal. He was a defensive anchor since he first, donned the Knicks uniform. The only thing is like you guys are saying, what are you working on? Like, work on that offense. Stop complaining. Stop going on Twitter, being disgruntled and saying how you feel. Just, work on your game and come and bust ass.
Bust your ass. And Julius,
Bust ass.
I'm a Julius supporter, an advocate. I lobby for Julius all the time.
Ju.
Working that right hand in summer, Jew. I don't want to see you going left the whole time next year. You know what I mean? But salute though. Now, Q, you want to close it out with any Knicks talk, or you ready to move on?
Nah, I think we're ready to move on. You know, move on to what's gonna be a popping. The show's gonna be stupid popping in August and September.
I don't give a fuck. At low, can't see us out. Who could that be with that new blue Yankee on? Who but me? You feel me? But yo, let's talk about Big Blue, man. Let's talk Big Blue. You know, town business, right? We haven't touched on football this year. We're not gonna go all the way in, but we're gonna touch a little bit on the Giants. My favorite team. Shout out to the Jets too. But I'm a Giants fan. But we rep the city, right?
Mm-hmm. All day.
Big Blue last year, man, made the playoffs. Nobody thought they could or thought they would, right?
Mm-hmm.
They thought they were still rebuilding. Thought they were maybe a year or two away from making the playoffs, right? Dable and Joe Shane come in from Buffalo, restructure the whole culture of the team. Joe Judge, terrible. Joe Judge gets the gas face. He's up in New England. Let's keep him over there.
Get him in.
Get him in. They come in, they restructure the whole team, build the culture in 1 year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dable, shout out to him.
Word.
Right, make the playoffs, beat Minnesota, who was a very, very good team. Say what you want about Minnesota. They won a lot of close games last year, but they still had a really good record. So that was a good win. So to me, we overachieved last year. We are ahead of schedule, correct? Right?
Yes, sir.
So this year, expectations are a little bit higher. NFC. You know, we lost to the Eagles last year in the playoffs where we got washed. NFC has gotten better. I feel like the Cowboys have gotten better.
Cowgirls.
Cowgirls have gotten better. Eagles, everyone thought they were going to drop off because, you know, losing the offensive coordinator and all these guys potentially walking out the door. They actually got better, in my opinion. You know what I mean? We'll talk about the rest of the league, you know, at another time. But the Giants, man, I want to start off with the coaching. You have Wink Martindale running the defense, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Dog. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Steve Spagnuolo a little bit. Now everybody calm down, because I'm not saying he's exactly like him, but I'm saying his disguise coverages and those aggressive blitz packages he's always dialing up. He's out there getting after it, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Wink Martindale, Mike Kafka got busy last year, right?
Kafka, man.
Did his thing on offense. Him and Dable, I feel, propelled Daniel Jones into another step in his progress.
Yes.
And then you got Dable, Coach of the Year. We'll start off with the coaching. Okay. I didn't mean to, what up, Junior?
You're on mute again, bro.
You on mute again, Cash. There we go. Sorry for the technical difficulties, family. Don't worry. Right. We got this going. Don't
this
worry.
Is real shit.
Yeah, word up.
No, but what do you guys? I'm long-winded. What do you talk about the coaching staff? Kafka, Dable, Wink Martindale, and changing the culture of the Giants and bringing them into the future. What do you think?
Q, you want to go first, Q?
Hey, you know, man, I bleed blue. You know, like I'm the little guy wearing the Lawrence Taylor jersey in the logo. I think the coaching is definitely what helped us get to where we ended off last year. I think the coaching is also what helped us see how well and how quickly DJ can improve. You know, because we all know, you know, Dable had a little hand in the pie for Josh Allen. You know, even though his talent is impeccable, people still need a little bit of guidance to get to where they need to be.
Yes, sir.
I do want to see them get more aggressive. I think I saw some of the workout videos with Thibodeau. You know, so homie looking like he ready to knock some heads off. And I would love to see them get more aggressive. I want to see a lot more throwing, which I think now that now that the coaching staff has been here, because Daniel Jones had a different coach every season of his career so far.
Mm-hmm.
This is the second time. This is going to be the second consecutive year that he's going to have the same supporting cast. So actually, finally see what he can do and air it out, because we got to start running and gunning. This is a throwing league. We got to start doing these 30-40 yard passes and start getting to the quarterback, because that was one of our biggest things. Even though I think we did a great job, especially when it came down to pressure, and we did that to a lot of great teams. I always think that the Giants have a hard schedule every year, because the NFC East, regardless, is one of the best divisions in the whole league.
Mm-hmm.
So we always have to fight for at least 6-7 games. And I definitely see us improving, without a doubt. I really do look for good things. The energy that they're feeding off, I wish they could give some of that shit to the fucking Knicks.
You brought up Daniel Jones, right? Being in the second year of an offense, more consistency, right? That helps towards your progression. There was skepticism with Daniel Jones over the first couple of years. Turnovers were very high. The fumbles. We always knew he had raw talent, right? But he had to kind of fine tune it, and he had, like you said, he had all these different coaches and different, offensive schemes and playbooks, and we weren't sure what Daniel Jones is. Last year, he has somewhat of a breakout year. He gets his bag, $40 million. I'm looking at his stats right now. His touchdowns he had about 15 touchdowns. 3,200 yards. They don't jump off the page, but I'm looking also at his rushing yards, 708 rushing yards, 7 rushing TDs. So that shows you how much of a dog he is and how much of a special player he is. And I don't think that Kafka and Dable asked him to throw so much last year, because of the receiving core. We all know the receiving core. We're going to get into the receiving core. Was very shaky. But at television, Daniel Jones gets his bag, heavy loaded deal, right? Front loaded deal. So I think it's a 4-year. What is it? What was it? 4-year, $80 million, something like that, or do you know his parameters of his deal? We gotta look it up, but I think it's $40 million. No, matter of fact, it's 4 years, 120. Front loaded. The first 2 years I think he's getting like the bulk of the money.
Yes, 4 years, 160 million with 36 million signing bonus and 104 million guaranteed.
Right, but after the second year, we could get off that contract. Yeah, it was structured very well for the Giants. But my question to you is this: Daniel Jones, does he take the step into a MVP type quarterback this year, or was that fool's goal last year?
I think he's gonna get better, because the coach Brian Dable, he's proven like Q said, to jump on what Q said. Look what he did with Josh Allen, and then the OC. The offensive coordinator, Mike Kafka, look what he did, with Kansas City, with Mahomes, and what he did with Allen as well. And it showed this year, like you said, Cash, the touchdowns wasn't up there, but it was the most yards he's thrown and the most touchdowns he's thrown since his rookie season. And that was the thing, we thought we struck gold, because his rookie season, he had a great rookie season. He had 24 touchdowns. Indeed. Yeah, exactly. He had 24 touchdowns, 12 intos. He took for 3,027 yards. You know what I mean? His completions wasn't all that. It was 61.9. And he played only 13 games, because he started right after Eli. But I think he showed great improvement this year under the new coach. He showed much more heart. It's like you said, he could rush. Those 7 touchdowns was a plus. And from the big differential from last year to this year, you could tell that coaching is a big part of the culture now with the Giants. Like Judge was whack, Pat Schumer was whack.
McAdoo,
McAdoo. I even forgot about McAdoo. I wanted to smack a dude.
McAdoo.
McAdoo. But I'm giving I'm gonna give Danny Dimes his flowers, and I'm gonna say he's gonna come in tough this year. He's gonna take that loss, that whack ass loss they had against the Eagles, and he's gonna flip it and come back hard. But we just gotta be careful, because like both of you guys said, the NFC East is pretty much the hardest division in football.
Definitely one of them. Q, what do you think? Other than what you said,
I definitely see him improving, because another point is, I can't see somebody starting to analyze the game and actually see it, and see the adjustments that he made in game. Definitely lowered his fumble rate, right? That's number one.
Yes,
Two,
sir.
he's not taking all these sacks. He's throwing the ball away. He's throwing safer throws. Like, those are the two top things that you need in a quarterback besides accuracy and all the others.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still not good to be sacked. But that's just that goes to the O line, which I think they're still going to be improving it.
We're going to get into that. Yeah,
it's not the best, but just looking at him and if you could look at a football player improve, especially a quarterback position, and you see them start making smarter decisions in the progression of their career and the decision making that they're making in game situations where a lot of people would crumble even as a veteran, and what we know he would have done if he was if he didn't make those improvements and adjustments. Of course, he has to, without a doubt. And I put a lot of faith in him. I was one of them people who said, "Get him out of here." But for what he did last year, it's making those adjustments is so important, because we lost a lot of games because of him fumbling the ball, or just throwing a very reckless pass instead of just throwing the ball away. And those decision making is what we need in the type of leader and quarterback that this team needs.
And
absolutely.
And also,
go ahead.
I'm my fault, my brother.
No, you go.
Also, like, I love that he went out there and played, and he balled out even with the receiving core he had, because we didn't have no number one. We signed Kenny Galladay, and he was ass. Like, he was so ass. Like, even when he was bitching so much to play, even when they threw him in, the first pass he got dropped in the end zone. Wasn't that like he was complaining. They finally put him in. First catch wide open, drop. I'm
Fool's
like,
goal, because he was getting busy. I mean, he was doing pretty well in Detroit. You know what I mean?
He was the man in Detroit. So when we got him, I'm like, oh shit, we got a new number one receiver. But once he got the big blue, it's like, what happened? I'm like, come on, with a receiving core with Richie James, Darius Slayton, Isaiah Hodgkinson, Wendell Robinson, like, who? We all know who Sterling Shepard is, but he only played 3 games and then tore his ACL. And everybody else is like, who? Like, who's he throwing the ball to?
Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna touch on the offensive line, but we can go to receiver. Like you said, the receiving core last year was left some.
Yeah, don't worry about it. And so like Q was, like Cash was saying, the
receiving core.
Yeah, it was lesser, but he showed improved and played his best with what he had.
No, I agree. I still wish we would have made better improvements. I know the rookie that we did get looks good, but I still think we should have went out and tried to get, like a Adam Thielen or somebody a little bit more dominant, but. I feel like another time. On the other hand, I'm a little shaky too, because we go out and get that type of player, and they don't do anything. Like look at like Golden Tate was good in the Lions too. We always getting these line wide receivers now that I'm realizing. Golden Tate came over here and dropped the ball. Yeah. Kenny Galladay came over here and disappeared.
And then when we do get receivers that are worth our while and we win Super Bowls with, they wind up shooting themselves in the legs. So it's like, what the hell are we doing out here?
I know.
And I love Plaxico. Shout out to Plaxico. That was my guy. You know what I mean? Got us a Super Bowl. But we could have went back to back. Let's talk about that. We could have went back to back and won 2 Super Bowls. But my man Plaxico wanted to shoot himself in the leg. We're having a gut with sweats.
He cheddar bombed himself.
Yeah, exactly. What is he doing out here, bud?
That's my guy, though. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me, Plax.
Yo, Plax is on. I think he's on a show. He's on with him and Craig Carton.
Where?
On Fox 5. Yeah, it's him, Craig Carton from The Fan, and Tim Hardaway, which is an amalgam of players.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That's you guys mentioned receivers. That's one of the things we had to address going into the offseason and the draft, right? Was receivers. You mentioned a bunch of guys. They went out and got Jalen Hyatt, right? He's a baller. I watched him. I don't know if he's a burner. Yeah, I don't know if he's a burner, but I do think he's a very good route runner. I think he can run under the defense, go over the top a little bit. We're gonna see when he gets on the field. I like that. They got a kid named Bryce Ford.
Yes.
You mentioned Colin Johnson.
We got Jamison Crowder.
Jamison Crowder, Isaiah Hodgins,
Wendell Robinson,
Paris Campbell, which is a nice piece from the Colts. But the name that, and Paris Campbell, I watched a lot of film on him. I think he's going to be a good possession receiver. I still want to see what he's going to do. He's been hurt a lot. I think he's going to be good. He's going to be able to move those chains along. But I still got to see what he does when he gets on the field. But the name that pops off the page to me is a straight baller, right? You know who I'm going to say, man. The tight end. Who am I talking about? Big time upgrade from Bellinger. Darren Waller, a.k.a. Darren Baller. Talk to me about Darren Baller.
Oh, yo, Q.
Matter of fact, let's take a shot for Darren Baller.
Oh, word.
Darren Baller. Right, Darren Baller.
Okay, I got my shot right.
Darren Baller.
One of the best tight ends in the league. Got traded because he didn't invite his coach to the wedding. That's fucked up.
Yeah, with that bullshit. But yeah, like you said earlier, one of the best tight ends, Kelsey, Mark Andrews, a couple of names that come to mind. He's right behind them.
And he coached, and Mike Kafka coached Kelsey in KC.
Absolutely.
So that's a vocal point too. Like getting a guy like Waller, that's a vocal point for us.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think? How good does Darren Waller make this offense, and how much better does he make Daniel Jones in your opinion? Quest, I'll go to you. Q.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be an instant improvement, because now, they already kind of play the Giants a little honest too. You could only go after so long because Daniel Jones can run the ball, Saquon Barkley can run the ball, and Saquon Barkley can catch it too. He's probably one of the better, catching receivers, and catching running backs in the league, and if you don't believe that, you smoking crack. But to have that middle threat, if we have a healthy tight end middle threat, oh man, that's gonna be it's gonna take a load off of all the other wide receivers, and hopefully Darius Slayton could go down and run a 60-yard or something like that. And I feel like teams are gonna have to play us a little bit more true. The lineup. And the paper is not going to scream at you and say, but you definitely can't double team. You're not going to be able to put quarterback spy on Daniel Jones and double team Darren Waller, and somebody's going to be open. Paris Campbell, because he's definitely a possession receiver, like you said. He runs great routes and he can definitely move the chains. He's not going to be one of those guys. He's going to run down there like a Tariq Hill or Waddle and get a 30-yard pass. But we could have Slayton for that, and we got Hodgins. I think we have people that can catch the ball, which is something I think that these younger wide receivers, they came in, and I could tell that they're all working very hard together because they're catching it. It's good to see. And some of the passes that Daniel Jones is throwing, it's like he has to throw them in tight spots, and with that accuracy and the momentum of the game and in the moment, they're able to catch it. I think we're in a good spot. I still wish we would have had obviously a true number one wide receiver, but I think it is an upgrade. I think it definitely is an upgrade for what we can accomplish this year.
Yeah, and then also we're gonna get back a healthy Sterling Shepard. He proves that he could ball out. If he's a vocal point. And then we re-signed Hodgson, where he played 8 games and had 4 touchdowns. And then Darius Slayton. He played all 16 games, and he had the most yards. He led the team with the most receiving yards. It was 724. You know what I mean? He averaged 15 possession. The only thing is that I'm still iffy. I feel like we need a number one receiver. We need a guy like a D-Hop.
Amen. I was getting ready to say the same thing.
We need a guy like a D-Hop, or like my man Q said, like an Adam Thielen. He went to what? I forgot what team Adam Thielen went to. He left Minnesota.
Yeah. Where's that?
What team he went to?
Yeah, somebody pull it up. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Like a D-Hop or a Thielen, or just like a Tyreek Hill, or cause look at the receivers in that division, man. You have AJ Brown, Deontay Smith. Then you got Brandon Cooks, newly acquired receiver Brandon Cooks, along with CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
You got the kid Terry McLaurin up in DC.
Mm-hmm.
Those dudes is big time number ones, man. And if you look around the league, from Jamar Chase to, it's just Travis Kelce,
AJ Brown.
Devontae Smith, right?
Yeah,
That's the kid from Philly.
Yeah, I just said those.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
But there's just a plethora of wide receivers. But I do want to say this. I think Darren Waller is going to be better than we all think. Not to say we don't think he's good, but he kind of reminds me of Gronk a little bit. You can line him up on the outside. He's going to create a lot of matchup problems with some of these smaller DBs when he's trying to, you know what I'm saying? So I do think that's good. So we'll see what happens with that. It's, like you said, it's not the sexy pick that I wanted, but I think Jalen Hyatt could possibly be that deep threat that Deshaun Jackson. Let's talk about Saquon Barkley, man.
Saquon, man.
The guy. Saquon is the guy. We all know Saquon is the guy, right?
Saquon, man.
We love Saquon. Lot going on, lot to unpack with Saquon, man. They put the tag on him, right? They put the franchise tag on him. That's coming up July 17th. He has to make a choice. Is he gonna hold out? Is he gonna sign a franchise tag?
Yeah, he can probably sit out the whole season, man.
Yeah. I believe he's coming off. This year he had a really great year, but he was coming off an injury-riddled couple of years. They still offered him some money. I think they offered him I think it was $12 million a year. I don't think he liked it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was somewhere in the ballpark of $12 million a year. $10 million a year?
10 mil.
I know
that's a franchise tag worth.
No, I mean, but the contract they had originally offered him was $12 million, I believe.
Yeah. He turned down like 3. He turned down 12 and 15. Because it's for him, it's not the per year thing. He wants more guarantee money.
And also he saw Christian McCaffrey go out and get $16 million. So he kind of set the market for that type of running back. Not every running back, because we all know, running backs nowadays, as sad as it sounds, are a dime a dozen. But I think this team goes as Saquon goes, right? You can catch passes out the backfield, run through the tackles. He's a dynamic running back. And one thing I want to say about Saquon before I ask you guys is that when the Giants were losing, he was like one bright spot. You know what I'm saying? He's what had everyone tuning in, all the Giants fans tuning in every week, and held that fan base together. So what do you think is going to happen, Ed? I'm going to go to you. What do you think is going to happen as far as Saquon? Will he hold out? Will he sign the tag? Will he get long-term money? What do you think goes on with Saquon?
Well, I'm hoping the deadline is the 17th for this month. So I'm hoping they work something out. And you can tell he's very adamant that he wants to be a Giant. He wants to help this team. He's held it down, like you said. He's been, even though he had like a couple one bad injury riddled season, and he only played 2 games with us in 2020. But besides that, he held it down every year. You know what I mean? He was our guy. He was our offense. He was our vocal point. With 1,300 rushing yards, 10 touchdowns. You know what I mean? 295 carries. You know what I mean? Like the receptions, 57 receptions, 338 yards, 76 targets. He balled out this year for us. So he should be top priority. And I know he's top priority for the Giants. So I'm hoping they get this done. And if not, I'm hoping he just accepts this franchise tag and just plays. I don't want him to sit out, because there's a generational talent that the Giants can't miss out.
Indeed.
He's a Super Bowl piece.
Indeed. What do you think, Q?
I agree, and I just hope I know he wants more guarantee money, but like, do we all think, like, even if he doesn't sign it and he goes to another team, I don't see any other team. I don't see any team giving him $16 million a year.
Not the way running backs are. Not the way the market is for running backs. I agree.
Not right now, and Christian McCaffrey kind of fucked it up. But that's because the 49ers went for the gusto to try to win the Super Bowl. Yeah. And they didn't. So now they got to eat that. But and it's messed up too, because running back is such a short-lived position. They're the workhorses. They're the guys. They can't play 20 years like a quarterback. These guys have short-lived careers. 10, 11 years, and they do take a lot. But I love him as a Giant. I can't. I would definitely be heartbroken if he were to leave us. I definitely don't want to see that. I want to see him come back. I want him to see him I want to see him put them big ass thighs to work and start running over dudes again, and let's go somewhere, you know. But word, fuck it, you know, man. That's my guy, Barkley. But
that's my guy too.
But
he's a Jersey guy too. He's a Jersey guy.
Yeah, you know, man. That's he's from you know, it's just the neighboring town, you know, neighboring state. I really don't see another team signing him, and I just hope, you know, like if he doesn't sign with us, I just hope that he hasn't have to live with that consequences of probably having to take. He's got to feed a family. He's gonna have to take something, you know, unless he wants to retire, which doesn't make no sense. But you know, he should just sign it, Zeke, and play with the Giants, bro. You know you want to stay.
Yeah. I think he's only 26 years old. Him and Daniel Jones, they're only 26 years old. They're the future for us right now.
Mm-hmm.
So if we sign him, we got a QB. Excuse me, we got a QB and a running back for a long term right there. So the Giants need to get this done.
I agree. Fun fact about Saquon Barkley, his uncle's Iran Barkley, legendary boxer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh,
you know
shit.
Saquon be at all the fights low key. So that's a, you know, I'm a boxing guy, so I think that's cool.
That's fire.
An interesting stat I uncovered on Saquon Barkley, and this was a little bit eyebrow raising. He was on the field for 80% of the Giants snaps last year.
Ooh.
So that his usage rate is through the roof. We talk about him wanting to get his bread, but the Giants also went out and got Eric Gray.
Yeah,
from Oklahoma. He's I don't know if you guys seen. I'm not a big college guy, but you know, at the end of the year after the draft, I'll go back and look at some of these guys. Eric Gray looked like a baller. I don't know if he's going to start right away, or maybe they'll be doing running back by committee along with Breida. Yeah, but this kid Eric Gray is a baller. So I hope the Giants are not trying to groom his replacement. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's scary, man. And football is that type of sport. Is next man up, no matter who you got, who you lose, whatever. It's always next man up.
Absolutely. We talked about Daniel Jones. We talked about Saquon Barkley, right? But these guys are nothing if not for the offensive line, correct?
Mm-hmm. We need an O-line.
we need an O-line. O-line's still a little shaky. I know we went out there and got a couple of we drafted the kid John Schmidt.
Yeah, John Michael Schmidt from Minnesota.
Yeah. I think
big boy, no more.
What'd you say?
I said big boy, no more.
Yeah, big boy, no more. Andrew Thomas on the left side, super important position. I think he's a baller. He's going through some contract shit. Extend him. Let's get this done. Evan Neal last year didn't have a great year, but I think he's a baller too, and I think he'll bounce back. So I think the left and the right side is secure. What do you think about the Giants' offensive line, man?
I know that Neal he said he's willing to switch positions if anything. Like he'll play any position on the O-line, whatever they need him to do, he's willing to do to help the Giants, you know, improve in that aspect when it comes to our O-line. And I appreciate, you know, players like that. You know, he's dedicated to the big blue mantra. When it comes to Andrew Thomas, I think they picked up his 5th-year option.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did they pick it up?
I think they picked it up. It was $14 million. You know, and he's great. Like I know he had like a rough rookie season, but he was rated the 3rd offensive tackle.
Yeah, indeed.
You know, he played 45 games for us, started 44. You know, he allowed 6 sacks last season. You know, and I think he's gonna be great. He's young. He's 24. You know what I mean? And I still feel like there's some holes to be filled. We need some guys.
Yeah, because Glowinski and what's the other kid's name? Bredesen?
Yes.
Suspect, man. Suspect. You know what I mean? So the Giants line is still shaky in my opinion, but listen, that's one of the hardest positions to fill in the whole NFL, man. You know what I mean? It's like everybody in the world, those come at a premium, you know what I mean? But
it's a miss.
What about the defense? Since we running down the line.
Defense, I think we did good with the defense. Q, what you think? I think we picked up some big boys for the defense this year.
Yeah, I think we picked up that cornerback. I think he's going to be pretty good, right? We drafted that cornerback.
Deontay Banks.
Yeah, Deontay Banks. Yeah,
I like him.
You know, he looks pretty good. I think we're headed. I still think we're headed in the right direction. O-line is shaky, just to touch on that. But hey, look, man, look. even the Cowboys had one of the best O lines. Ezekiel Elliott didn't do shit. You know, that's Tony Pollard. That's Tony Pollard's team now.
And he got did he get paid this
he's on the tag too. Tony Pollard.
He's on the tag, man.
Yeah,
Yo, the whole running back scenario is all.
I don't like the way they treat running backs, man. But that's just the business of NFL today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it sucks because it's like Q said, they got the less time. You know, in career wise. Their career wise is never longevity, and they get treated like shit. Like these guys should be getting like something like max contracts because they only have like a 8 to 10 year span in the NFL. They can't. It's like you said earlier. They can't play 20 years like a QB. The whole league has changed to pamper the QB position now.
Yeah. You know, last year, me and Q, we tried our best to watch all the games together, the Giants games. That was like our ritual. But how many times me and you sit there and watch the fucking secondary get smoked? Honestly, and we ready to break your TV or break my TV, right?
Yo, bro, you read my mind. I was like, yo, we sitting there about to chuck a whole beer can at the TV because it'd be like
they playing
3rd and 10
zone bullshit coverage, zone coverage bullshit. They ain't had no real, cover dude. So you brought up Deontay Banks. I think he could be one, man. I think he's a cover guy, cover corner. I think he can go up and get the 50-50 balls with some of these big receivers like we mentioned in the NFC East.
Big boy too, undersized.
Yeah, big boy. Great route recognition. I've been watching a lot of him because I'm big on his defense this year. I'm impressed with him, man. Adoree Jackson's coming back. Yeah. Adoree's a baller. Let's not get it twisted. You know what I mean? So I think the secondary improves. Xavier McKinney also in the secondary.
Yeah.
He gets busy. Yeah. We got the linebacker from
the Colts.
O'Keefe, right? Okay.
Bobby. We got him. He had 151 total tackles. We need that. We need guys that could tackle.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm a little saucy, but I'm excited about the defense, man. The defense is solid this year. Thibodeau. I don't know if you mentioned Thibodeau.
Yeah, Q mentioned Thibodeau earlier.
You mentioned Thibodeau, yeah. Mm-hmm. So we got a solid defense, man. We got a solid defense, and we got a solid offense, and I think the Giants are headed in the right direction. I fully expect them to make the playoffs this year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
we got to execute these third downs. I'm tired of watching these games with the Giants, and they be having like 3rd and longs, like ridiculous 3rd and long, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10, and then these teams are picking up freaking 15 yards on a pass. Come on, that cannot happen. You know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to when you was talking about the secondary, I was reading here in my notes on God. They picked up 2 cornerbacks. They picked up Leonard Johnson, that he came out of Duke and he got hurt training for the combine and he tore his ACL and they picked him up, right? And I think he's going to be strong. They picked up another Detroit player. I don't know why we're picking up Detroit players for. We picked up another Detroit cornerback, Armani Arurari. I think I murdered his name, but we picked up him. We added two new defensive tackles in A'Shawn Robinson from the Rams and Raheem.
Yo, not to cut you, but A'Shawn, I'm glad you brought that up. A'Shawn Robinson was getting busy a couple years ago. Yeah. Him and Aaron Donaldson. That was I'm glad you brought that up. That was a great pickup.
Yeah. And then Raheem Nunez Roches from Tampa Bay. Yeah. He's good. We re-signed Dexter Lawrence. The only thing I'm scared is that I heard a lot of trade rumors about Leonard Williams, and he's a big boy.
Leonard Williams. I think he's gonna be it. Leonard Williams is a baller. You know what I'm saying?
Leonard Williams. I heard that, and I love the improvement.
I don't see that.
Yeah. And I love there's still room for improvement for our defense because we were ranked 25th. You know what I mean? And we did do better. We still were ranked 25th, even though we were ranked low in 2021. But we only allowed we got a total of 16 turnovers. We allowed 21.9 points allowed. You know what I mean? 21.8 points scored on us compared to 2021, where we were a total of 30 total turnovers, and it's just crazy. I just feel like we still got room to improve when it comes to our defense because we were ranked low in a lot of in yards and rush, pass, and points per game.
We improved in the secondary. the wide receiver room got better. Daniel Jones is secured. The defense is I think is like, you know, forget about the rank. I think they're solid, and I think they're going to improve. And I think with Wink Martindale, they're headed in the right direction. Kafka's a baller. We almost lost both our offensive and our defensive coordinators.
Yeah.
Like the Eagles, you know what I mean? But I think the consistency is going to be key. And I know everybody's high in the Eagles and the Cowboys, but don't sleep on the Giants. And I'm gonna leave it on that. You know what I'm saying?
Giants, big blue.
Let's go big blue. Yeah. We're gonna talk Jets. Next week we're gonna open up and talk a little bit about the Jets, and we'll get back to the Giants. We're gonna go around the league. We're gonna talk Odell Beckham and you know, Lamar Jackson over there, and we're gonna talk, you know, Deshaun Watson over there in Cleveland, and the rookie out, you know, for the Texans, and we're gonna go all over the place. Obviously, we're gonna talk Patrick Mahomes and Broadway Joe Burrow, and we're gonna talk all that good shit. But we like to stay in the town in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? We like
New York every day, baby.
You know what I'm saying? So, anything else? Any other news you guys want to touch on before we slide off?
The
Summer League. Talk a little bit about the Summer League. New York Knicks, NBA Summer.
Oh yeah,
Summer League. All right, so the Summer League. I feel like the Knicks roster, I kind of got spoiled the last 2 years with our Summer League roster, especially last year because we made it to the Summer League championship. We lost eventually to Portland, and that's why I was very big for Grimes coming into this past season for the Knicks, because he balled out. He balled the fuck out for the Knicks. Like, he was Hibachi. He was in Hibachi 2.0 for the Knicks last year. So it didn't transition well. Huh?
Gilbert Arenas 2.0?
Yeah, I felt like it was like the way he was just shooting lights out in the Summer League. But this year we don't got nobody. I know the Knicks are working on the Trevor Keels project, but I don't know how that's going to work out. And I haven't seen much of Jacob Toppin, but I know this kid, they're very big on Jalen Martin. I can't lie. I'm not going to sit here and say I saw the first Summer League game, because I'm so disgruntled on the Knicks right now. Like, no moves. So I'm like, I'm not even going to pay attention, because our Summer League roster is trash right now. I'm just paying attention to the other kids, like Chet Holmgren, the number 2 pick from this year, Brandon Miller. He's been playing. He played a good game first game, but today playing horrible. He's getting crazy fouls, turnovers. I think that was a bad pick for Charlotte for the number 2.
I want to see the kid Scoop play. I'm big on him,
man. Have you seen the highlights with him and Sharp?
Nah, I didn't get to see it. Yeah,
they're gonna be an athletic core right there. What? Oof, that's gonna be fun to see.
The Summer League, and I haven't watched it this year either. I will tap in a minute, but it's fool's gold. You remember a couple years ago with Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram and all them dudes?
Oh, with the Lakers? Whoa.
Yeah, they was balling out crazy in the Summer
Hart was
League.
on that team too, remember?
Josh Hart, yeah, and then they, you know, they get to the beginning of the season, and you know, they're pedestrians, so to speak. So you know. Oh, speaking of that, before we get out of here, I just brought up Lonzo Ball. What do you think? Is Lonzo Ball ever coming back?
That's a tough one, man. Lonzo, man, I'm very big on Lonzo. Man. I love Lonzo's vision.
And Melo. I fuck with Melo too.
Yeah, Melo, his little brother. Melo for me is always gonna be Carmelo. So I just say Melo. You know,
maybe Carmelo.
You know, we word. But that's a sad situation. I know I've seen people come back from that same injury, but for some odd reason, from the reports that have been surfacing the last couple of years, the last 2 seasons, is that it looks like something went wrong with that surgery, because he even had trouble even doing simple tasks like walking up the stairs, doing stuff like that. So, you know, it just sucks that he has to go through that, because you could tell he was kind of one of the, I won't say a generational talent, but he's just one of those guys that had great court vision that it's gonna be fun to watch, because the year he played those couple of games with the Bulls, you could tell they had something going. If they would have kept on going, they had some magic going.
Absolutely, man. Yo, Q, you got anything else before we slide?
Nah, man, I think that's it, man. I think we touched on everything. But you know, just the Knicks, man. It's just a little mopey day, man. They need to make moves. You know, I can't stress that enough. If everybody else is getting better than us, you know, at least with the Giants, we're kind of sticking around and we're fighting a good fight. Yeah. But if we're looking like this next year, man, we're definitely not going to be no 5th seed team. We're all blown out of the water, man.
Word, like that lineup I sent y'all earlier, that's not convincing to me. Like, it's like Cat says, he like sexy. That's not a sexy lineup to me. We digressed. I feel like we digressed from last season. If we stick with the same roster, we're gonna be a playing team. I feel like we're gonna be a playing team, and that's not what we want.
Really, you think that? Wow.
Yeah, man. If we don't add a couple of pieces, there's a lot of good free agents still out there, like pieces. I won't say like, oh my God, earth shattering, but there's still some good pieces out there. There's Bobo, there's Christian Woods, there's what's his kid name? PJ Washington.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should pick up PJ Washington to play backup to Julius, because we need a power forward.
After Obi, definitely.
We got nobody. So
I thought we were gonna get Grant Williams. I was a little disappointed on that.
Me too.
You sent me that. I was like, okay, I could see that. He kind of fits in Tibbs' ecosphere, whatever. You know what I mean?
And then once I sent you that, I found out he got traded to Dallas. I'm like, well, there goes that.
Yeah, I was wow. There, that I thought I was excited for that for a second, but we'll see what happens, man. I don't know what quest that, but
I think you went to get a beer. But the thing about the Knicks is that they always fucking tease us. It's like, for years now, we were supposed to get KG, we were supposed to get Chris Webber. The list goes on and on and on. And I'm just
Giannis, Embiid,
you know what I mean?
LeBron. Everybody's been linked to the Knicks. I feel like we're like everyone's leveraged, bargaining chip.
Yeah, man. And then Harden, they still talking about Harden coming to the Knicks because we have the best package for Philly.
Yeah, but Leon Rose that's all bullshit. Leon Rose, he's not. That's not it. If we turn down PG, we're not looking for Harden.
Yeah, true that.
You know what I'm saying? We'll see, man. I don't know, man. I can't call it, man. I'm a frustrated Knicks fan. When we win the chip, that's when I'll calm down. You know what I mean?
Oh man, I'm hoping they win the chip before we all like transition.
Yeah.
I gotta see that.
Fucking great grandkids may see a championship or some.
Yo, and like, it's almost 40 years I've been a Knicks fan, B. Almost. That's sick, B. Man. Sick. 35 years or some shit, like some crazy shit. You know what I mean? So
my dad passed away. Not to bring that in personal. My dad passed away at 73. The last time the Knicks won the championship, he was 21. And I'm like, I always used to pick his brain, like, yo, how was the city? He's like, the city was wild, Papi. I'm not a basketball fan, but the city was going crazy. So I can imagine our generation seeing that shit. I'm like, damn, bro.
Look how it is with just one playoff win, bro. It's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Imagine, oh my God! Imagine we win the chip, yo.
Oh shit!
It'll be like fucking the LA riots and shit. You know what I mean? You guys, it'll be like Y2K. There'll be no toilet paper left in the supermarkets and shit.
Hell yeah.
It'll be like word. Be like, COVID and shit. Word.
Facts.
New York would turn into the 90s in the whole decade in one day if the Knicks win the chip. Like that whole decade, like people would just go crazy.
Indeed.
Egging, breaking I think we're gonna be worse than Philly fans when they win those.
Hell yeah.
I can't wait for that day. May the basketball gods please grant us with that wish.
Yo, Drunk Sports Talk, this has been a great show, guys. Pardon the technical difficulties.
Part of the process.
I'll get that straightened out, man. Let's get a toast. Who closing us out?
You want me to close out?
At Vision, you already know what it is.
All right, so let's close it out.
I'm a little nice too. I've been drinking for a hot second. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can't lie. I've been fighting this cold, and I've been like, just drinking a little here and there. So anyway,
I'm about to kick a freestyle at the other.
This is our third episode. Another great episode. It's like my man Cash says, you could be anywhere in the world, but you here with us. You know what I mean? And shout out to my guys, Cash and Q. Much success to all of us, to everybody. And this is a shot not only for New York, but for everybody, because we going global.
Salud. See y'all on the rebound. One.
Sir.
Peace.